I thought I'd do a quick video of Lowes Water Walk. I don't do selfies with reference, I'll turn it round. Oh, hang on. And so it goes without saying, well, I've got a little bit of news, but it's nothing massive. Just that I've been booked for a couple of local festivals in October, and I'm really pleased about that, because I suppose it means that some of what I'm doing is getting the results I want. All the hard work that I'm putting in behind the scenes to practice and collaborate and really promote music in Cumbria, that's starting to pay off really. I do a lot of work for a really good agency, and that's giving me my bread and butter really, about how to perform for an audience, how to select the right songs at the right time, and to switch. You have to make decisions when you need to, you know, you have to be able to be bold enough to think, this might not be working, I need to try something else. And sometimes the best way to do that is have lots and lots of different songs and different kinds of genres that you can potentially then engage and get the audience having a really good time with you. But ultimately, I suppose it's a bit of a plea for help really. The more festivals I do, the more obviously of my own works I really want to get out there and promote, and obviously I want people to enjoy my music and enjoy my songwriting, which I've done for a long time. And actually, This Is Love, the song I'm working on at the moment, I wrote about 20 years ago now, so it's taken a while to start really thinking about how I might put it together and arrange it. But anyway, you know, the plea for help is very much, you know, feedback. I need feedback on my music from as many people as possible, and it does cross genres. It's confusing, I guess. You know, I do a bit of folk, I do a bit of alternative folk, I do a bit of pop. I guess some of it could be classed as a bit more rock. I've got a few country songs I've written as well, but I don't really record them very often. So yeah, I mean, ideally, some of my stuff is actually just poetry that I've then set into words, especially with Distraction. That was something I wrote after coming to a place like this, actually not very far from here, where me and my friend spent 2 nights wild camping, and we were just up out in the fells, having a really nice time. I mean, obviously you have to be really careful what you're doing with wild camping, and I don't promote bad wild camping at all. And we actually stayed at a campsite the second night, so it's not really wild, but it was just in the middle of nowhere, and we had a few beers in the pub, which was fantastic. So that was Distraction. You know, if you haven't found some space that you can go and occupy yourself in and be in the outdoors, then you probably need to do that. I'm not telling people what to do, but it's so therapeutic to be at one with nature and enjoy your place within nature. You know, we're part of nature, we're part of our environment. We're not really meant to sit in offices with air conditioning on and drinking coffee and eating biscuits probably and talking to people that we don't like. I think there's a lot more to life than that. So I think you should always get out there and find just your space somewhere, like just find some space. I really strongly promote that. I also wrote, when I come here, I always remember a song I wrote called Come With Me to the Mountains, or it's also known as Faithful. I think I've registered it with PRS as Faithful. And it was actually when I lost a friend of ours, very young, very sad circumstances really. And it was quite a dark, dingy day, but I was still coming here to just get that space and that sense of space. And that song very much is about coming out and enjoying it, whatever the weather and whatever your mood actually. You know, you will go away feeling hopefully a little bit better. Generally, I don't go away from places like this feeling worse about my life. I feel quite activated and motivated and enthused about, you know, some of the works I can create, and that interaction with the environment. So that's another one. I mean, it's not fully finished. I suppose no song ever is fully finished. That's the strangest part about this type of work I do. Can't always, nothing's perfect, you know, and I think the advice I'd give to a lot of people is that, you know, stop trying to seek perfection. It doesn't exist really. Here we are in this chaotic, messy world. I actually watched a YouTube video about, I'll carry on walking, about Bruce Springsteen, born in the USA, and what was quite fascinating was when they unpicked it and they really listened to all the different sections. None of it was perfect. Like, it was really messy, it was really raw, it was a really cool piece of music, and all those elements come together to create a piece of music that's absolutely, you know, iconic in our history, isn't it? You know, and actually that's really changed my perspective since watching that video, that if you're trying to eke out every bit of perfection, it just becomes really clinical as a process, and it becomes too clean. And there's a place for clean and clinical, and it's not in music and it's not in art. You know, art is an expression, and it's a connection between people, and it's a connection between communities, and hopefully, you know, you can engage with that vibe of art, and it can give you some sense of pleasure or some sense of belonging to a place that you might not have been to, or you know, you can feel connected in that way. So yeah, anyway, that's my little piece. Please give me some feedback. I'd really love a bit more feedback on my songs, especially if you think something needs a bit of work, you know, tell me. I'm happy to work on stuff. A single word can make a big difference in a song, in a sentence, in a paragraph, in a poem. It can make a real big difference. And I'd just love to know more about what people are really enjoying, and what they're not enjoying. And maybe I can start to build up a picture of the right type of music to play for those different types of audiences. Anyway, thanks for listening. I hope you've enjoyed Loweswater today.